Hey guys, welcome back to the Piston Show. I'm Kashi Dillon, and today we have a very special episode because today we are with Mitsubishi Motors Malaysia to test drive their new XPander series. Now, the XPander has been around for quite a while and it's hugely popular with over 40,000 units plying our Malaysian roads. So it's no surprise then that Mitsubishi Motors Malaysia took their time to update the XPander because, hey guys, as the saying goes, if it's not broken, don't fix it. But then again, they had to keep it fresh, they had to keep it current. So in this video, I want to show you everything there is to know about the latest Mitsubishi XPander. We're driving to Melaka over some amazing roads, so this will be a brilliant time to actually tell you how the car is like, what are the latest updates, and what it feels like on the B roads as well as on our highways. But as usual guys, before you go any further, a quick word from our sponsor. We'll be back in 60 seconds. This video is brought to you by Berjaya Sompo Insurance. Get Sompo Motosafe by Berjaya Sompo. The less you drive, the less you pay. It's that simple. Choose from 3 different mileage plans with affordable premiums to fit your driving needs. Perfect for those who drive occasionally. Plus, enjoy extra perks like unlimited towing, 100% special perils, and all driver coverages. Ready to drive smart and save big? Switch to Sompo Motosafe today. Head over to Berjaya Sompo Insurance and start saving now. Thanks for sticking around guys. So as I promised, I'm going to take you for a walk around the Mitsubishi XPander. But before I do that, I'm going to show you how the previous generation XPander looked like, because that's what I have over here. This is the previous generation Mitsubishi XPander, and this is actually a really good looking car. So as far as design is concerned, actually I'm not surprised that the XPander proved to be so popular, because there's no doubt that it's actually a really good looking car, especially since it's hugely popular among families as well. So it's also a blank canvas of sorts, because we have an entire movement among Mitsubishi XPander owners that actually will modify this car to make it look a lot better. Now though, let's go take a look at the new XPander. Jang! It's this one over here. And we don't only have the new one, we have the base variant, which costs 100,420 ringgit, and then this is the top spec model, which costs 110,420 ringgit. So what are the differences between the two? Can you figure it out? Can you figure it out? Well, not much actually, but most of the details, most of the updates are inside the car. But one of the key giveaways is this silver accent over here, because this has black, whereas the top spec model has silver. And just like the previous generation model, it's still a very good looking car. You still get a very edgy design, you still get some chrome inserts here and there. And from the side, one of the biggest updates to the car is the fact that it now runs on 17-inch wheels, whereas the previous generation model ran on 16. So besides that, obviously a lot of updates. Let me just take you from the front again. So one of the key updates is this T-shaped headlights over here. So these are your daytime running lights. Underneath it is your turn signals, where else this is actually your lighting cluster over here. These are your headlights, and this is T-shaped. Okay, now let's go to the back. Even at the back, you'll notice that you get a T-shaped cluster as well. So as far as design goes, it's actually a really good looking car, no doubt about it. But before that, let me just take you to the back of the previous generation XPander to show you what has been updated. You see, this lighting has basically morphed into the T-shaped light that I was showing you earlier. Now let's check out the engine, because as far as the powertrain goes, there's no updates over there, much to some people's detriment. But is that really a problem? This 1.5 litre engine produces 105 PS and 140 Newton meters of torque. Power is sent to the wheels through a conventional 4-speed automatic transmission. So this is where some people have a slight issue with, because in certain markets the XPander has already evolved to adopt the CVT transmission. But for the Malaysian market, they're still using the 4-speed automatic. Now, 4-speed automatic might seem a little bit counterproductive because, who uses 4 speeds anymore? Now, these days we are talking about dual clutch transmissions, we are talking about 6, 7, 8 and even 9-speed transmissions as well. But then again, Mitsubishi Motors Malaysia says that the 4-speed automatic that is still powering the XPander, the ever faithful XPander, the reasoning behind this choice of gearbox is simply for the purpose of dependability, reliability and such. It's a robust transmission. And we are here at Hulu Klang and we are on our way to Melaka shortly, where we're going to be jumping on the highways. But getting here, well, obviously you don't have that explosive shove in the back that you sometimes want. But for a car of this price range and for this purpose, let's keep in mind that this is a proper people mover. 7 people can fit inside the XPander. This powertrain is good enough, guys. I really can't be complaining that much about the 1.5 litre naturally aspirated engine, because it's just, as I said, good enough. Now let's go jump inside. I'll show you what's new around the inside, and then we'll take it for a drive. I'll bring you some updates. We are driving back to KL tomorrow, so I got plenty of time to spend with this car. I'll bring you more. Alright guys, before we jump inside the new XPander, I'm going to show you what the old XPander looked like. Now, I'm not quite sure who this car belongs to. It's a Mitsubishi Motors Malaysia company car, but I'm not sure who's driving it. So I'm just going to sort of quickly just jump inside to show you what it's like and where the XPander came from and where it's going. So these are the seats of the previous generation XPander. This is basically the interior of the previous generation XPander. So one of the key updates over here is these air conditioning dials. So just remember how this interior looked like. Now we go jump inside the new XPander. So, can't believe I just showed you the interior of a car and I have no idea who this car belongs to, but hey, in the name of journalism, right? Let's do this. All right, first things first, I'm going to show you the interior of the baseline model. So first things first, you get fabric seats. There's comfortable seats, no doubt about it, but and the thing about fabric seats is that they are, they might be more comfortable and such. And some people might argue that they are actually better than leather seats. I think not. Anyway, this is the interior of the new XPander. And remember what I told you earlier about the previous generation XPander? This one, you get a digital air conditioning control over here, and you get a more vertical dash. You don't have that silver accent that was part of the previous generation model. And as you can see here, you get Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So pretty nice, pretty good. The thing about this meter cluster, this infotainment screen, is that if you have your sunglasses on and if they're polarized, you won't be able to see a thing. Let me just try to see. These are my shades. Let me just try to see. Oh, look at that, guys, look at that. You really can't see. If you have your glasses on, your shades, you really won't be able to see much of the infotainment screen, which is a bit of a bummer, because sometimes when you are looking at the navigation and such, and you have to either see it sideways from the edges of your shades, or you have to put your shades down. This is, I'm not sure why it's like that. I think it's a bit of a pity, but I'm guessing it's something to do with the coating and such. So anyway, that is, for me, I don't quite like that. If I'm driving, I usually have my shades on and such, so that's a bit of a bummer. Anyway, you get a digital multi-info display over here, and then an analog dial, and then this steering wheel is sort of inspired by the one from the Mitsubishi Evo 10. I'm using the word inspired because other than the fact that it is round, this part over here and this over here sort of looks like the one from the Evo 10. You can Google that. Alright, so besides that, it's a good interior. It's comfortable, it's back to basics, it's decent. I quite like this interior. You know, it's spacious, comfortable and such. What more would you want in an interior, right? Now, I go show you how the top of the line model looks like. Right, so this is the top spec model. As you can see, it's starting to rain already. And as I was saying, besides the fact that it has leather seats, there really is not much that is different. Wow, these leather seats are a little bit more firm. Okay, first things first, air conditioning is really hot and humid here. Anyway, as you can see, not much different at all. In fact, besides the fact that you get leather seats, there really is not much different over here. So the other thing is the top spec model, you get this side sills, where else the entry-level base model, you don't get that. So all in all, it's a very functional interior. I'll call it that because you sit in here, you get comfortable, it's easy to drive, it's straightforward stuff. Now we go check out the back seats. So, and the thing about the back seats is I'm not sure if it's that much different from the baseline model and the top spec model. We'll go find out. Let's do this. All right, peeps, as I promised, back seats. The one thing about the Xpander that I have to say is that the back seats are really comfortable. I mean, whether you choose for leather or whether you go for this fabric seats, I do have to say that the fabric seats somewhat feel a bit more comfortable than the leather ones. The leather ones feel a little bit firm. These ones are more comfortable. Now, as you can see, the back, this front seat is just reclined just a little bit because the front passenger earlier wanted to get really comfortable. But as you can see, it's just a very nice, comfortable place to be. This is one of the places where you can spend a lot of time and not get uncomfortable. It's decent. You get a huge window over here, so there's a lot of light that comes in, and more importantly, you get your own air conditioning vents together with your own control. You get multiple USB ports over here, and all in all, it's a nice place to be. That's very important because keep in mind that the Xpander is a family car, so it needs to be comfortable, and besides that, it also needs to be really safe. On that topic, I'm just going to talk about that topic while I'm driving later, but for now though, I just want to give you a glimpse of how the boot space looks like. It's a bit of a mess, don't mind us, but with the third row seats up, you still get somewhat decent space. I'll show you more of that later, but for now though, if you don't really need space for 7 people, but you're looking for something with a huge boot space, then this is a lot of boot space over here. So no review of a 7-seater is complete without jumping in the third row seats. So that's exactly what I'm going to try to attempt right now to see if my not so very small frame will actually fit and be comfortable in the third row seats. So to do that, you have to obviously fold this first. Doesn't look very big, but let's find out. And okay, as long as these seats are in place, okay, now I'll put this in. Actually, come to think about it, it's not all that bad. I mean, I wouldn't want to be stuck here for very long, and the seats are quite upright for that matter. I'm not sure whether I can recline them further, but if I was spending just for a short commute somewhere and such, it's not all that bad. But it's better suited for smaller, smaller size people, kids, children for that matter, and yeah, just small size people will be more comfortable in the back here. Nobody of my size would want to be here for very long. But the good thing is, coming out of here is easily done by yourself, so you don't have to rely on anybody else to open the second, to unlatch the second row seats and get out. So that's the good thing about it. Third row seats, yeah, not very fun if you're about 6 feet tall.
Hey guys, what are some of the things that you consider when choosing a petrol brand? For me, I make sure that the petrol can keep my engine clean and also give me better mileage. I'm sure everybody thinks about this when choosing a particular brand. With BH Petrol's Infinity RON 95 Euro 4M, you get precisely that. It has special German additives that reduces the amount of deposits that build up in your engine over the long term, keeping it clean. It also has improved friction modifiers that reduces the amount of friction that your engine has to go through, ultimately giving you better mileage and making BH Petrol's Infinity RON 95 Euro 4M the right choice.
When it comes to driving the Mitsubishi XPander though, I think it offers a really nice balance of comfort as well as, again, practicality. I like there are many cubby holes around the interior, so even while you're on the move, you kind of have a lot of space to keep things tucked away yet within reach. So everything is just an arm's reach away. Your smart tag, your phone, your devices, your entertainment, everything is just a short stretch of your arm away. On the highway, as we are doing right now, about 110 kilometers per hour, I think it offers a very nice balance of refinement as well as control. So 110 kilometers per hour right now, yes, I do get some wind noise that is intruding back into the cabin, and if I increase the speed a little bit, the car responds, the powertrain responds almost immediately. You can feel the gearbox downshifting, and you get 141 PS right under your right foot. So in that sense, it's nice balance of everything. It doesn't particularly excel at anything. The interior is not exactly whisper quiet. You do get the tire roar, you do get some wind intrusion in here, but keep in mind that this is a 7-seater family MPV that costs 110,420 ringgit. So there are a couple of things that we can give and take with this car. One thing that I do like though is the way that the suspension feels and the way that the steering wheel communicates with the wheels. I think the steering wheel offers it's a very chatty one. You kind of always know what the wheels are doing. The suspension, on the other hand, has been revised, and that offers a very nice balance of comfort as well as control. It absorbs everything that the road throws at it, and yet at the same time, it lets you know what's going on with the road underneath as well, and you kind of pick that up through the steering wheel, so you always feel very much in control of the car. Now you might be wondering, how does the engine feel? Because it's a 1.5 litre unit and it's supposed to move 7 people with just 105 PS and 141 Newton meters of torque. Well guys, I just sort of stretched my right foot, brought us up to speeds that I will not mention over here, but it's nice, it's practical, it's not explosive in nature. You got to kind of understand the powertrain that we are working with over here. But what it offers is good enough as far as power is concerned. But what about fuel consumption? Right now, the average fuel consumption, guys, is 7.4 liters per 100 kilometers, which to me is acceptable. So I'm not sure how it will feel with 7 people in this car, but right now there are 3 of us, and for me, that's quite decent. And there are a couple of things that I wish that were better. So it's a family MPV, right? I wish there were more than just 2 airbags. Of course, it has some other safety systems that are working to keep you and your passengers safe, but I believe that there should be more than 2 airbags. This is perhaps a production thing that Mitsubishi will probably work on later as well. Now though, the other thing that I do not like is the infotainment system and how it sort of just disappears as soon as I wear my shades. Right now the screen has just completely blacked out. So that is something that I think could be better as well, because if I'm referring to the navigation, I can't put my shades on. So yeah, a bit of a bummer there. The other thing that I like though is cruise control. It's not adaptive, but at least it's there. And right now I've just activated it with 2 flicks of a button and I can rest my right foot. So in that sense, practicality, refinement, comfort is a given. Oh, and on the topic of comfort, yesterday we were driving the entry-level model, the baseline model, and today we are driving the top spec model, which comes with leatherette seats. The seats though I find to be firmer. But so if you like seats that, just sort of hug you and a little bit more softer, then you should check out the fabric seats on the baseline model. You're not going to be sacrificing much for the comfort that I believe you'll get. Anyway guys, as far as driving the Mitsubishi XPander goes, I think it's quite decent, especially from the price point. So that's that then guys, the new Mitsubishi XPander. So a couple of 100 kilometers with it from KL to Melaka and back was a perfect opportunity to actually have a feel for what it offers. And it offers everything that is good in motoring: reliability, practicality, comfort, some levels of safety. So what else could you want in a car, especially for a 7-seater? So in my books, I think the Mitsubishi has done it again with the XPander, no doubt. Of course, there are some areas of improvement, as I pointed out earlier and throughout this video as well. But should you consider a Mitsubishi XPander? I think if you're looking for a car with an enormous amount of space, I think if you're looking for one that is comfortable and practical for a family, and there's no doubt that it looks really good. So yes, I think the Mitsubishi XPander should be up there in your consideration list as well. Guys, let me know what you think about the new Mitsubishi XPander in the comment section below, or if there are other cars that are a better buy, let me know as well. I'm looking forward to all your comments. Thank you guys, and as usual, do consider subscribing.